We see a factory pushing out to scout here by Areo effect. Factories often used by Nom Nom, one of the favored players in this tournament, to scout, as they are so robust. They can do a lot of scouting quite easily, taking a lot of damage while still getting the scouting done. We see a few more. We see another barracks going down, as well as a reactor on two of the barracks and a tech lab on that starport. So we could be seeing some Banshee play or perhaps Raven play, although Banshee play is more common. If we look at the Army tabs, both players are fairly even, as it's 51 under 55, slightly favoring our Protoss, but that could be in the probes. If we look at the unit count, we do it's 29 to 29 probes, so even there. So our Protoss having just slightly bigger army at this point in the game. The economics of both these players are fairly even, as we see both of them starting to mine from that natural, starting to get that natural up and running. We do see the orbital command being finishing up for Areo effect, as the first Banshee moves out across the map, rallied towards this island here. So we are going to see some Banshee play from our Terran player. Banshee's very effective if detection is not available for our Protoss player, as he does not have any cannons down. We do see a Twilight Council for our Protoss player. Nothing being researched at the moment, but we could be seeing some blink technology, or even later on we might be seeing some some Dark Templar play, or High Templar play. So some sort of Templar play. The scan going down, he's going to spot that Twilight Council, so he is going to know there is a possibility for some sort of Templar play in this game, as the Banshee moves in, going to start harassing these probes. Just poking in enough to draw the army out of position. Gonna poke back in here, trying to just to harass, but good micro by our Terran player to keep that Banshee safe. Full health. Blink being researched now by our Terran player, as he now has 5 racks up and working. So going to go heavy bio at this point, perhaps knowing that just the sheer force of that bio ball can be really devastating to any style of play if done well. We do have a forge down for our Protoss player, as well as a robotics facility, so he is going to be able to get out those observers and start getting some detection and scouting in. So we have a second Banshee moving out across the map for our Terran player, looking to do more harass, which is going to keep the army of the Protoss fairly immobile, as it's going to have to stay to protect the main. We do see an armory going down for our Terran player, possibly to get air upgrades, as he does not have a lot of mech out. He's going mass marine. The marines moving in to take down these destructible rocks and cut down the distance between bases, making it much easier to put on pressure, as well as what looks like a potential drop going down. We do see a medevac and a half filled up with units, so we could be seeing a 3-pronged attack. We have Banshees, dropships, as well as this group of Marines who could be doing a front door attack through this corridor here. The Protoss army moving out around the map just as the Marines start to put pressure on this second group of destructible rocks. So it really could be an interesting timing, depending on when this Protoss army arrives at the main base of the Terran, and when these Terran Marines break down the rocks. also when these drops go down and when these Banshees come back in. So a lot could happen on the map right now. Our Protoss unit making sure there's no expansion at the gold. Both players sort of stalling just at the moment, as the observer is now going to spot the Marines chilling out here. It'll be interesting to see how the Protoss unit, the Protoss player, responds to these this pressure. But it looks as though our Terran player is satisfied to fall back at the moment. Now pushing forward, scouting with that factory, going to see that there's almost nothing there. So pushing in with these Marines to a very vulnerable natural, as we see the desperate pullback of our Protoss unit as this massive ball of Marines pushes into the natural. Meanwhile, a drop at the main going to do absolutely devastating things to this economy, as the probes are forced to be pulled back. The army for the Protoss player finally getting pulled back, but all those probes who were transferring getting sniped. A lot of the Marines out of the action here. They really should get involved, as it's going to make a big difference in the long-term run of this battle. Zealots arriving. Marines pulling back. Now the stim goes down. Those Zealots going to fall as the Protoss unit melting away before the DPS of these Marines. Really effective double-pronged attack by our Terran player. Our Protoss is in a huge amount of trouble here, as the main has fallen and those tech structures are going down. The GG from Freak to the Mass Marine. Really a good game. Freak getting caught out of position, and the double-pronged attack so effective against the Protoss unprotected main and unprotected natural. So Freak is now eliminated from the tournament, and Areo effect advances